Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and some more Chicago Way here. So we're going to start our little mini-series here on just looking at the factions. There's not too many for this game versus Dead Man's Hand, which has like well over 20 now. So pretty manageable, but very similar setup. So first up is going to be the Prohibition agents, playing out of the Heart suit, because the game does use a card mechanic for initiative and special abilities. So, these guys essentially the untouchables, right? So you have couple different characters here. Your mandatory chief agent, again at a cost of 2,400, similar to basically your leader profile from Dead Man's Hand. Again, there's a lot of overlap in how this is set up. Here they're going off of dollar costs as opposed to point values, but basically the same thing. They can take 5 hits, so 5 health. Super good on nerve tests, 2 up on those. Has a built-in +1 bonus to shoot. It's always good, and basically his only choice is a pistol. So free weapon there, no extra cost. Now, if we want to spend some more heavy points here, we can go with an investigator. He's kind of the elite guy, step down on hits and nerve, but has a built-in +2 to shoot, +1 hand-to-hand, and +1 drive. So really could be a solid investment. It's always kind of like the elite guy per faction. Now, interestingly, unlike Dead Man's Hand, where that character type was usually a little bit more expensive than the leader, here is actually cheaper. So he can go with pistol for free or take a pump-action shotgun for 500. So you have that as an ability there. So definitely adds a little bit to the price, but again, with that +2 to shoot, the shotgun's already got some built-in close range advantages, could be very deadly. You do also have to take 2 or more agents at 800 of cost here. They can also take 4 damage, so pretty solid there. 4 up nerve tests. No other bonuses though. Again, the pistol is free. Here you can get more pump action shotguns at 200 a pop, or the one of the Tommy gun for another 600. Well worth the investment if you have the cash for it and you're not trying to otherwise just take a horde of guys. That Tommy gun in the correct situation definitely will lay down the law, pun intended. You could also have a couple of uncertified agents, basically your sort of low-level guys here. Only 2, though, for the faction. They're 400 apiece, take 3 damage, not so great on the nerves, 6 up, and actually have a -1 to drive, but no other penalties there. So pistols are free again, but again, more chances to get pump-action shotguns. So you're kind of sensing a theme throughout the list here. The agents really can just go shotgun spam. It obviously makes you more of a close-ranged faction, not that pistols really are long range to begin with, but that being said, at close range you are just going to be doing all kinds of damage, assuming the dice are in your favor. And then finally there is the driver, which is kind of unique to the game versus Dead Man's Hand, of course, because we have cars. Cost 600, 3 hits, but has a better nerve than the uncertified guys, and a +2 to drive, and they just pack a pistol. So now the guys do have some special rules here. So everything within the law. So once per game, after all initiative cards are revealed, the Prohibition agent player may pick up all their initiative cards and place them on the discard pile, and then draw basically a new hand in the new way. So if you don't like your setup and it's a crucial turn, you might as well, in this case, gamble a little bit and see what a new hand would bring you. And then finally, the last one, never stop fight until the fight is done. At the end of each turn, the agent player can place an underfire marker on an enemy model. This model must have at least one marker already, and this cannot be used to take a model out of action. So pretty nasty stuff there. So once per turn, so as long as you're throwing the damage out there here and there on enemies, you can basically pile on a little bit more damage. Again, you can't use that to take somebody out, but you can certainly influence what their next turn is going to look like. And depending on how the initiative works out, like if you know, or have a good reason to suspect that you're going to get some high-end cards for initiative next turn, and you place those on the guys that are close to the model that you now just added a damage to, maybe that takes them to their last health, and you go first, and boom, take them out. So you can kind of combo that throughout the game if you can kind of manage where the initiative is going to go, and then really put some stress on the opponent too, because you're going to influence how their turn works, whether they need to try and run away or recover some damage, or modify how they're going to activate their models. There's just a lot of neat abilities with that, but basically it's free damage per turn. So a typical like 6-turn game, if you can get the sort of maximum 6 extra damage out of that, well, that's basically like 2 whole extra activations. So really, really good stuff there. So Prohibition Agent's definitely a strong one here. And again, we'll call this, for now at least, the shotgun faction, because they definitely can pack those with just about everybody, if you can afford it, of course. It's not like it's all free. But again, worth considering the Tommy gun just to have that rapid fire ability. But let us know your thoughts, guys, on the Prohibition Agents. If you play them or play against them, what do you like or dislike? Again, we'll look at cards and stuff separately. But for now, seems like a cool faction and one that we're eager to test out once we get up and running. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.